Model shot. Red dwarf in space. Over, we hear a terrifying ship-rumbling snore. Then, shut up, shut up, shut up! Interior sleeping quarters, morning. The snore stutters and continues. A deranged-looking Lister throws his cigarette packet against the wall. He pulls out a flare gun, checks it's loaded, and holds it to his head. One of us has got to go. Close up, Lister's mad eyes staring. Mix to model shot. Red dwarf in space. Caption, 6 days earlier. Interior sleeping quarters, morning. Lister is asleep in the armchair. He is wearing a very stained Muggs Murphy t-shirt with the caption, "Don't shoot." Sound effects, attention-grabbing siren. Emergency, emergency. Will all crew please proceed to General Assembly 4? This is a Class A emergency. Lister wakes and jumps out of the chair. He steps into a foil curry carton, slips, staggers up, and hops out of the room. Interior ship corridor, morning. Lister, half hopping, half running, as he tries to remove the curry carton from his foot without slowing down. Interior refectory, morning. Rimmer, H on his forehead, is standing at the head table. Lister enters, finally removes the curry carton and sits. Rimmer waits a while, checks his watch. Okay, let's get this show on the road. As you all know, we've had a cadmium-2 accident, and the leak has resulted in the death of many of our colleagues. As senior officer apparent, it falls to me to establish the exact extent of the casualties. Wide shot. The refectory is, of course, utterly empty, except for Rimmer and Lister. What are you doing, Rimmer? Please, there will be ample time for questions after roll call. If everybody starts butting in every 5 seconds, we'll never get anywhere. We have to do this by the book. Bear with me. He looks down at the clipboard and reads, Ackenbach. He looks up expectantly. Lister looks around, utterly baffled. Rimmer shakes his head sadly. Allender? He looks up again. Yes, he is going to go through the entire crew. They're all dead, Rimmer. Everybody's Caputo except me. Shh! Quiet at the back there. Appleford? Lister throws his voice. Present. Look, Lister. Accident or no accident, this ship carries on as always. And yes, it may well emerge that you are indeed the only survivor, but we do things by the book. And the book says we hold a roll call. Then the book says we organise a search party. Then the book says we inform the relatives. What book is this, Rimmer? The whacked out people's book of crazy things to do? If you don't have order, if you don't have rules and discipline, if you don't have structure and regulations, what are you left with? Fun? He walks out. Hold it right there, Sonny. Right there. Right. Lister has gone. Rimmer shakes his head. There's always one. Interior ship corridor, morning. Lister heads towards the drinks dispenser, his soggy sock flopping. Rimmer rounds the corner in pursuit. Right there! Hold it right there, Malado! Lister stops at the drinks dispenser. That's better. Lister addresses the dispenser. Milkshake? Flavour? Beer? Now look! Lister sets off with his shake. Rimmer races in front of him. All right, that's far enough. Now look! I know you don't like me, Lister, but you don't have to like me. All you have to do is fear me. I don't fear you, Rimmer. You don't? Not unless you're playing your Hammond organ albums. Lister walks through him and off. Interior drive room, morning. Lister enters. Holly, can you link into ShipLib 5 and give me a full-screen punch-up of CAR MMLT 475? Okay, Dave. Lister sits, feet up on console, removes his sock and rings it into the curry carton as Rimmer enters. Look! Can we please try and discuss this in an adult fashion? On the screen, complex planetary diagrams are replaced by the madly juvenile opening titles of a Muggs Murphy cartoon. During the following, the titles wind down and crank up again annoyingly. Off! On! Off! On! Off! On! Off, off, off! Destroy! Erase! Eliminate! There is a small explosion sound. The cartoon flares up and melts. The screen goes dead. Nice one, Rimmer. Now, where were we? Being adult? Put yourself in my situation. I am dead. I am a hologram. I'm a computer-generated ghost. Just imagine what that feels like. Lister thinks. He softens. Okay, yeah. It must feel awful. Awful? Awful is when your mother loses 3 toes in a combine harvester accident. Awful is when you're fumbling with your date in the back of your car and you discover she's got testicles. I'm talking about death, Lister. My death, which is the worst kind. Rimmer, what do you want me to say? It happens. Suck it up. Suck it up! I didn't fall off my bicycle and graze my knee, Lister. I died in a very horrible nuclear explosion. You can't put a little pink band-aid on that and kiss it better, matey pie. You don't know. Nobody knows. People who say they're not afraid of death, they're never the ones who've actually done it. Look, Rimmer, it's a big ship, 5 miles long and 3 miles wide. Drop in Christmas Day. You'll be very welcome for 3 minutes. You don't understand, do you? You don't get it. You need me. Need you. Holly has the facility to produce just 1 hologram. Of the entire crew of 169 men and women, the one person he chose to bring back, he, in his super-intelligent IQ of 6,000 wisdom, was me. Me, Lister. M-E, me. What's the ruling again, Holly? You genius? The person selected to return as a hologram shall be the most vital to the continued well-being of the ship, the mission, and the surviving crew. And just to remind us all once again, who in your magnificent, unquestionable supermind is most vital? You, Arnold. Yes, me. Rimmer does a little jig. Me! Me! Not any of those good-looking, twinkle-toothed, overprivileged, academy-educated geeks who know precisely which knife and fork to eat a stinking artichoke with their gentleman's club smugness and their Masonic handshaking arrogance, with their upper-class inbred golly-gosh self-satisfied docility. Me! Me, who didn't have exam technique. Me, whose parents had to scrimp and save for everything, which is why I was 19 before I got my first super spy look-round-corners telescope. Me, who couldn't ooze effortless charm out of my hoity-toity backside. Me! Arnold, 2 pips, and that's as far as you're gonna go, mate Rimmer. That's who Holly chose. Me! He cranes his face close to Lister's. Me! The reason you hated those academy guys so much was because you wanted to be one of them? Why would I want to be one of them? They're despicable, magnificent beasts who look down on us. They don't look down on us. It's you who looks down on us. Lister finishes wringing his curried sock into the silver container. Of course they look down on us. We're scum. We're the flotsam of life. Hey, I'm not the flotsam of life. Lister drinks the curried sock juice with genuine joy. Okay, maybe I am the flotsam of life. But upper-class flotsam, you know what I'm saying? The creme de la creme of flotsam? The phrase is creme de la creme, you goit. How would I know that? I'm flotsam. The point is, I get the last laugh. I'm here and they're not. And you know why? Because you can't teach what I've got. He taps his skull. What I've got in here is not in any academy textbook. What you've got in there, Rimmer, is no longer in there. He mimes wings flapping. It's gone. We're only going to get through this thing if we're together. I don't have a body. I've got no arms, no legs, no nose, nothing. I need you to be my body, my hands, my touch. I know the kind of things you like to touch, Rimmer, and I'm not touching them, that's for sure. You modo! You need me to help you get well again. Get well? You're sick, Lister. You spend entire days watching children's cartoons. You don't wash. You don't shave. You get drunk every night. You never do any meaningful work, and you hardly ever change your underpants. What does that sound like to you? It sounds like I come from Liverpool. You're not coping. You haven't come to terms with what you've lost. I know what I've lost. Everything. Friends, lovers. For all we know, the planet Earth doesn't exist anymore. No more trees, no more birds, no more human race. All right, there's no need to whine about it. We're all having a bad time. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I happen to be dead. Let's discuss this again over Christmas dinner. We need to formulate some kind of plan, you smegwit. We've got a plan. Go back to Earth, see if it's still there. Well, considering that might take, given our current speed, allowing for spatial drift and cosmic drag, somewhere around 3 million years, what are we going to do in the meantime? What is there to do? Plenty. We have to hold a full inventory, run a thorough ship-wide diagnostic, clear the chicken soup nozzles on Deck 97, and there's the thing. What thing? The alien thing that emerged from the hold. Oh, that thing. It's not an alien. It's a cat. Cats are small and furry and go meow. They do not strut around on 2 legs in shiny silk suits. They are not 6 feet tall with teeth that could rip out a jugular with a single bite. He's a major security threat. He's a pussycat. Millions of years ago, his ancestors were pussycats. What he is now is a potential killing machine. It's our duty to isolate him in a secure environment, observe and assess him with rigorous scientific impartiality, and then slaughter him without mercy. I have to admit, Rimmy, I'm having second thoughts about Christmas. Are you going to help me or not? No. Fine. I don't need you, Lister. I don't need anyone. Give it a few days. We'll find out pretty damn quick just who needs who around this place. He swoops around to go. Door! Pause. Nothing happens. Door, Holly! I'm sorry, Arnold. The door mechanism is jammed. Switch into manual override. Would you be so kind as to open this door for me, David? Lister, deadpan, gets up and presses the button. Rimmer nods a tight thanks and walks out. Rimmer? Yes? You could have just walked through the door. Rimmer winces. Sometimes I think the only reason I was born was to give God a really good laugh. Interior ship corridor, morning. Cat, ambling along, looking immaculate.
Oh, man! Oh, this is man! From here to here, that's man. This is man. And this, all this is man, except for that.
He hops over a section of floor.
Don't want that bit, but this, now this is mine. Hey, this has been a good day. I've eaten 6 times, I've slept 5 times, I beat up a ball of wool, and I made a lot of things mine. Tomorrow, I'm gonna see if I can't have sex with something.
Rimmer rounds the corner, muttering darkly to himself. They spot each other and freeze.
Uh-oh, better make myself look big.
He draws up his shoulders and stands on tiptoe.
Not big enough. More teeth. Yeah!
He bares his teeth. Rimmer adopts his pathetic fake karate stance. Ha! You are obstructing a senior JMC officer in pursuit of his vital duty, Buster. I'm giving you 5 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seriously, this is not an idle threat. 8, 9. Wait. He cocks his ear. Was that an awooga siren, Holly? No, Arnold. I think you'll find that was definitely a Class A emergency awooga siren. You survived this encounter, you feline freak. You won't be so lucky next time. Rimmer turns and scurries off. The cat relaxes, takes out a little brush, and starts preening.
Fearsome! I was fearsome! Now, sex.
Interior teaching room, day. Rimmer is addressing 2 scutters who are on the large desk in front of him. Note, a scutter has a base the size of a shoebox out of which sprouts a jointed arm with a claw hand on the end of it. One of the scutters has a pen in its claw. Right. And slowly this time, start at the bottom. The scutter lowers the pen onto a large piece of paper on the desk. Now, up at an angle of 45 degrees. Slower. Stop! 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 Right, go back. Not that way. Look! Lift up. Lift the pen up. Up! Right. Now back. To me. Right, stop. Stop! Put the pen on the paper. Now, back at an angle of 45 degrees. Not the same way, the other 45 degrees. No! That way! He points. Go that way, towards the door. Stop! He addresses the observing scutter. Are you paying attention? I'm not going through this twice. Back to the writer. Go back and join the two lines, with a horizontal line. All right then, a vertical line. Whatever. Stop! Now, that, my metal friends, is the letter A. Shot. A very strange and squiggly symbol on a half-destroyed piece of paper. No, it's not. It's a wretched, dismal mess. He puts his head in his hands. Why don't you listen to... Hit him. The observer scutter twists its claw askance. You heard me. Hit the dozy bastard. The observer reluctantly cracks the writer scutter very hard. Not that hard. Hit him back. Writer scutter smashes the observer to bits. Now you've broken him. Marvellous. Well, you better repair him. And when you've done that, I'll get him to hit you. What is wrong with you two? I'm trying to teach you the alphabet, to give you the benefit of an education, all the advantages I never had. And what do you give me in return? A deranged origami monstrosity that looks like Jackson Pollock's toilet paper after a bad night on the curry. The remaining scutter hangs its claw. We're on a schedule here, people. In 8 weeks' time, you're supposed to have mastered all the biochemical sciences, including genetic engineering, advanced microsurgery, and reconstructive neurology. Yet, here we are, halfway through the project, and you're still struggling with the letter A. Do you want to spend the rest of your miserable lives as service droids, polishing floors, sweeping up, and twiddling sonic screwdrivers? The scutter nods happily. Of course you don't. All right. Fresh approach. Let's try the letter B. No, wait. Maybe we should start with I. Come on, look lively. The damaged scutter tries bravely to manipulate the pen. There's much to be done, my little beauties. Much to be done. Close up. Rimmer wide-eyed and slightly mad. Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Caption: 3 days later. Over we hear a very tinny rendition of a Mexican whistler-type chirpy tune. Interior sleeping quarters morning. Lister is asleep, totally under the covers. Food and drink debris litters the floor and his bunk. The music is coming from a cheap bedside alarm clock labelled Souvenir of Titan. Good morning! This is your 7 o'clock alarm call. It is now 10:57. This is your 43rd reminder. Thank you for buying me from the official Titan souvenir shop, the home of quality taste and craftsmanship. Lister stays under the covers. Stop! I'm sorry, did you say carry on? Stop! I said stop, 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 stoppy, stop, stop. I'll carry on then. The music starts up again. Thank you for buying me from the official Titan souvenir shop, the home of quality taste and... Lister's boot kicks the clock across the room. Cruel bastard! Lights! The lights come on. Lister swings his legs over the bunk and sits up. He is bald except for a few very odd-looking tufts. He jumps down and crosses to the sink. Water? Taps come on. He splashes water over his face. He looks in the mirror, then back down at the bowl. He scoops up more water and freezes. Did he see what he thought he just saw? Cautiously, he raises his eyes back to the mirror. They double in size. He races back to the bed and throws back the duvet. There are several clumps of hair on the pillow. He snatches up a handful and goes back to the mirror. He holds the hair up to his head, just to check it's his own hair. It is. crap. A panel raises up in the wall and a lavatory bowl slides out. Not you. Interior corridor, morning. Lister racing along, panicked in his boxers and t-shirt, clutching his hair to his chest. He drops a bit, stops, picks it up pathetically and races off again. Interior medical unit, morning. A futuristic all-purpose medical chair in the middle of the room, a large computer screen beside it. Lister races in and leaps on the chair.
How can I help you?
All me hair's fallen out.
I see.
I mean, like, overnight, boom, it's gone.
I see.
Why? I want to know why. Is it food poisoning? Radiation sickness? Have I been fiddling with myself more than is good for me? What? What is it? What's wrong with me? The machine makes some impressive sounding noises, then pings.
Diagnosis complete. You are suffering from a medical condition known as baldness.
Lister looks at the machine suspiciously. You are not by any chance made on Titan, are you?
Yes, indeedy. The home of quality, taste and craftsmanship.
I need to know why I've gone bald.
Have you been under any particular stress recently? Have you suffered a bereavement?
Yes. My species died.
I'm sorry to hear that. Were you close to your species?
Not according to Rimmer.
You need a rest. Your name has been registered on the sick list.
I don't need a rest. I'm not tired. I'm bald. Prescribe something.
Very well. This should help.
Something flops into the hatch at the base of the unit. Lister fishes it out. What's this? A Smeggin toupee?
It's the Lounge Lizard 967.
Lister plonks it on his head. It's red.
Completely undetectable from your own natural hair. Made on Titan, the home of quality...
Lister gives the machine a good kicking.
This unit is temporarily out of commission. In the meantime, here is some music.
Tinny rendition of Mexican Whistler. Lister gives the machine a final kick, and it dies. Interior refectory, morning. Lister is at a table, his untouched breakfast in front of him, staring at the pile of his hair. The cat is next to him, licking his bowl. The cat finishes, looks at Lister's bowl, then looks at Lister.
Look at the poor guy. Sad, sick, pathetic, and ugly. The question is, can I in any way help myself to his food? I think I can.
Cat reaches over and grabs Lister's breakfast.
Me hair! Mind me hair!
Cat bares his teeth, sees that Lister isn't going to grab his food back, and relaxes.
Fearsome. Like taking catnip from a kitten.
Rimmer jogs in, looks around as if scanning the room for someone he knows, then sits as far away from Lister as possible.
I've gone bald, Rimmer.
Morning!
Look!
He waves 2 clumps of hair like pom-poms.
Bald as a cue ball.
Holly, give me 2 eggs, lightly poached, 2 thin rashers of best back bacon, no rind, 4 toasts, wholemeal, spread generously with thick-cut marmalade and a cup of roasted Java. Holly gives Rimmer the sensation of having eaten this repast instantly.
Ah, yummalicious.
He heads out of the refectory.
Did you hear me, Rimmer?
Rimmer stops at Lister's table.
How remarkable. A talking coconut. Overnight, it just fell out. I'm sorry, Listy. Do you need me for something? Eh? I thought you needed me for something. I was just saying, me hair.
Lister tries to make his hair pile look presentable.
Well, glad to see you're coping. Carry on coping, Lister. And if you don't need me for anything, I'll be on my way. I don't need you, Rimmer. No, you don't need me. And you certainly don't need a hairdresser. That's 2 things you don't need anymore.
Rimmer smiles winningly and exits like Captain Bligh in a good mood. The cat bares his teeth after him, and so does Lister.
Rimmer must be right. I am in shock. What a scary thought. Rimmer, right?
He suddenly spots something amiss in his hair pile.
Hang on.
He holds a strand up to the light, then plucks one of the few hairs still attached to his head and compares them.
This hasn't got the root on. None of this has. Holly, what is this stuff?
29% methylene, 15% polymethylpropylene.
In English?
Sorry, Dave. Sometimes I forget I've got an IQ of 600.
6,000.
Yeah, that's right. It's an artificial compound, Dave. Most commonly used to simulate human hair.
So, this is not my hair. But who would put it on my... Rimmer? But why? Why? Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Interior ship corridor. Night. A scutter makes its way furtively down the hall, glancing over its shoulder, stopping and then dashing. It reaches Lister's sleeping quarters. On the door, Rimmer's name has been crudely and pointedly painted over. The scutter listens and is rewarded by a Listerian snore. It slips inside. Interior sleeping quarters, night. The scutter sneaks in. Shot. Lister, apparently asleep. He opens one eye briefly, then closes it again and pretends to snore. The scutter's claw comes into shot and hovers menacingly over Lister's face. Lister opens his eyes. Panic registers. The scutter's claw comes down and rips off a clump of Lister's eyebrow. Ah! The scutter races off. Me eyebrow! You stole me eyebrow! Interior ship corridor, night. The scutter racing along, clutching its ill-gotten gains. Lister in hot pursuit. Come here, you little smegger! Interior teaching room, night. Rimmer is pacing up and down. The door opens. Rimmer turns expectantly. There you are, you dozy... Lister enters, holding the scutter at arm's length. Rimmer, is there anything you want to say before I have Holly turn you off? What do you mean, turn me off? You can't turn me off. What do you think I am, a coffee percolator? You're a hologram, Rimmer. Some people can cope with that. He looks at Rimmer pointedly. Others go doodle-lally. Do-lally. It's do-lally, you smegwit. I've gone do-lally. Don't you know anything? Turn him off, Holly. Wait. Just wait. Obviously, there is something you appear to think I've done, quite unwittingly, that seems to have caused you some kind of distress. You have stolen me hair. You've kidnapped part of me eyebrow. You're a dangerous head-the-ball nutter, and I'm going to turn you off. And it hasn't occurred to you that there might be some kind of reason I did those things? Did that thought ever cross the frozen tundra of your mind? Yes, I thought it was because you're a dangerous head-the-ball nutter. Project Regen. Almost certainly the most ambitious and daring undertaking ever taken under by anyone, anywhere, ever. Its aim, to create the perfect host body to house my intellect. You're going to build a giant pair of talked buttocks. There's a process known as cellular regeneration. Basically, it involves isolating the DNA and RNA molecules that form the template for every cell in an organism. From there, it is theoretically possible to produce a complete new body from a single living cell. How? Well, it turns out that's the tricky bit. Tricky, tricky, tricky. And I haven't quite got to that chapter yet in the big boy's book of cloning. Got distracted looking at the 3D pop-ups. You know how it is. It's impossible, Rimmer. It would be impossible for a Nobel Prize-winning geneticist, never mind a smegwad who got an F- fail in plant biology. Impossible is not a word in my vocabulary. That's probably true. You got an F- in English too. I know it's ambitious. If you're Albert Einstein, it's ambitious. Face it, Rimmer, you can't even make a decent omelette. And don't think I wasn't discouraged. But then I read the human body is composed of 98% water. So? He waves his arm to indicate a stack of full plastic water barrels. Only 2% to go. The problem is, where to start? The nose? Too complicated. Millions of veins, thousands of pores, matching nostrils. The intestines? There are over 3 miles of intestines in the human body. Bad place to start. Plus, very slimy and disgusting. So, you thought you'd start with my hair? I wanted a tiny sample of living hair. These mental metal morons shaved it all off. I needed the roots. I sent them to pluck your eyebrow. Rimmer, you have lost the plot so badly.
Did you ever think why, out of all of humanity, the two of us have been chosen to survive?
Yeah, luck. And in my case, very bad luck.
It can't be luck, because then nothing has any meaning. There has to be some kind of purpose, and the whole spectrum of human achievement has not been leading to a point where a man can watch Muggs Murphy cartoons 18 hours a day and belch the Ride of the Valkyries on a single pint of beer. You cannot be the apex of the human race. Therefore, it must be me. I must be the point of evolution. Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, and now Homo Rimmer. It's unassailable logic. So, let me get this straight, because the scope of your insanity is actually beginning to awe me. You are the next stage in evolution up from man. That's right. Mother would have been so proud. She was so worried I'd never amount to anything after I failed my apprenticeship in greengrocery. So, the whole of history was designed to produce you. Michelangelo, Shakespeare, World War I. World War I will be regarded by my species as no more than a fracas between two tribes of chimpanzees. You see now why I need a body? My species must survive and reproduce with other Homo Rimmers. It's destiny. Rimmer stares off into space, dreaming of Rimmer City on Rimmer World. I'm turning you off, man. You're scaring me. I'm turning you off before you actually explode. Seriously? Are you seriously serious? I'm sorry. Holly? Not now. Not just like that. Give me some time. A week. A day at least. An hour. Give me an hour. No way. You'll talk me out of it. Or try some freakish escape plan. 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes. The time it takes to make love 3 times and eat the pizza. Surely you can stand me existing for another 20 minutes. I'll give you 10. Drive room, 10 minutes. Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Interior drive room, night. Lister is waiting in the drive room. We hear a peep, as when an admiral is piped on board. And Rimmer steps in wearing a dashing white naval uniform, a row of gleaming medals on his breast. He salutes. Second Technician Arnold Rimmer, reporting for death. I didn't know you had any medals. Yes, well, I've always thought it unseemly to flaunt the honourable badges of steely courage informally. What are they for? Rimmer taps the medals in succession. 5 years long service, 10 years long service, swimming proficiency bronze. Are you ready? Ready? Ready for the ultimate failure? Ready for disgrace, ignominy, and defeat? Yes, Lister. I've always been ready for that. Okie dokie. Holly? Wait. What? I've prepared some carefully chosen final words. I thought you might have the good grace to allow me at least that. Okay, let's hear it. Holly? Rimmer holds out his hand, and Holly generates a massive book onto it. Rimmer just manages to hang onto it and turns to the front page. Chapter 1. Life was never easy for young Arnold J. Rimmer. From the moment of his conception... Off! No! Rimmer fades and blips out of existence. Okay, Holly. Give me the hologram of Christine Kachansky. I'm sorry, Dave. The personality discs of the entire crew were booked out of the databanks 5 minutes ago by Second Technician Arnold Rimmer. No! All except Second Technician Arnold Rimmer. Why did I give him 10 minutes? I'm an idiot. There is one other, Dave. He's forgotten one. He was unaware of its existence. The remaining disc does not belong to a member of the dead crew. I'll take it. I have to warn you. Holly, I'll take it. Where Rimmer last stood, a hologram fuzzes into life. It's Dave Lister. Wow, the sexiest, most handsome, most intelligentest guy on board. Lock up your daughters. The Lister boys are in town. Life is going to be one big, long party. Party! They try to high-five, but of course, their hands pass through each other. Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Caption. 5 days later. Over, we hear the terrifying ship-rumbling snore. Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Sleeping quarters. Morning. As in the opening scene, Lister is standing mad-eyed by the bunks with the flare gun to his head.
One of us has got to go. Shut up!
The hologram Lister snorts and wakes.
What? What's up? What? Stop the smegging snoring.
Hologram Lister looks around, baffled.
I'm not snoring. You were snoring.
Well, I'm not now, so that's okay.
Good night.
Hang on. Can you just wait till I'm asleep before you go to sleep? No, because if you go to sleep first, I won't be able to go to sleep because of your snoring. The alarm clock, plastered together with sticky tape and bandages, starts playing its chirpy refrain.
Stop! Smeg, it's 5 in the morning. Why did you set the alarm for 5 in the morning?
Because I want to get up at 9.
Then why set it for 5?
Because it doesn't wake me up at 5. If it doesn't wake you up, why set it?
Why not?
It doesn't wake me up.
No, but it wakes me up.
I thought you were awake already.
Yes, because I couldn't sleep. Do you know how loudly you snore?
Not really. I'm usually asleep when it starts.
I can't stand this. You're driving me crazy. You sit in my favourite chair, you hog the vid. We arranged to go for a drink at 8, I'm an hour late, you forget to turn up. How can you forget to turn up?
How can you be an hour late?
And you've got no people nous. You can see I haven't slept in 5 nights, I'm smegged off and I'm holding a loaded flare gun, but still you push me and push me with your stupid remarks, you're an idiot. And look at the state of this place. It's truly disgusting. What are you talking about? It's all your mess. So what? You can still get the scutters to tidy up a bit. Why can't you? You're the world's most disgusting slob. You think it's fun for me being with you all the time. You think it's fun watching you picking your nose for hours on end. Everybody picks their nose. Not with a carrot. You've put me off salads forever. Oh yeah? Because you're such a la-di-da model of etiquette and decorum. Your backside is like the wind section of the Pasadena Light Orchestra. I swear last night you were sitting behind me. I thought somebody was playing the Lonely Goatherd on an alpine horn.
If I could just say something here. Quite clearly tempers are getting...
Lister sweeps the clock against the wall.
Frayed.
Well, this can't go on, can it? One of us has got to go. You're right. Eat flare, dirtbag. Lister fires the flare gun into the bunk. Whump! The bunk bursts into flames. Hologram Lister looks at the flames, licking around him, shaking his head. You have really lost the plot, haven't you, man? Fire! I mean, you could have killed me then, if I'd been alive in the first place. Lister scrambles through the food cartons and bottles, desperately looking for the fire extinguisher. Fire! Fire! Rimmer was right. You need help, pal. Where's the smegging extinguisher? Where is it? There's no fire extinguisher. Where the smeg is it? Try the fire drill on the wall. Maybe it says. What? On the wall. Try the fire drill on the wall. They both rush over and read. Just to annoy Rimmer, I, Dave Lister, have replaced these emergency instructions with a list of 15 reasons why Rimmer is annoying. They look at each other. Genius. Seemed funny at the time. Where's the smegging extinguisher? Rimmer's probably got one of the scutters to tidy it away. Rimmer. I need Rimmer. Did I really say that? Wash my mouth out with soap and water. The fire's getting worse. Look at that. You're going to get cooked. Holly, switch hollow discs. I need Rimmer back. Hologram Lister is suddenly replaced with Hologram Rimmer. Fire! Fire! Where's the fire extinguisher? Fire! There's a fire! Lister, there's a fire! Where's the fire extinguisher? No time for that now, Listy. There's a fire! Fire! That's why I need a fire extinguisher, you smegger. Rimmer thinks, then points. Fire extinguisher! Fire extinguisher! That's F. F is... over there, in the fridge. In the fridge? What's it doing there? I started to alphabetize all the items in our quarters for simplicity's sake. So, starting from here, everything is in alphabetical order. B for bunks, C for clothes, D for door, F for fridge and fire extinguisher. Get it? So, where is it then? Where is the fire extinguisher? Well, if it's an F, an F-I, it must be just before the fridge. An F-R, or perhaps inside the fridge. Let's take a look, shall we? Now, where will it be? In the F section of the fridge, of course. What have we here? Fast food, fermented drinks, fromage frais, fire extinguisher. You see how easy it... Why are you looking at me as if I'm completely insane? If everything is in alphabetical order, why is my guitar here by the window in the W section? That's not a window, that is a fenetra. It's in the F section, leading on to the G section for guitar. You see? Fire sounds get louder and bigger. Okay, why is the basin not next to the bunk? And why is the ceiling not in the clothes section? Because, you moronic baboon, I never got to finish it because you turned me off. Now put out the fire and shut up. Lister grabs the extinguisher. Turn it on, from the top. Start at the top and work down. I am working down. Look, they're going out. The flames are going out. What a team, Listy. You, the brute force knucklehead of the operation, whereas I provide the wit and the brains. On your own, you'd have fried like a piece of bacon, but with me, by your side, guiding you, teaching you a sort of ancient sage-type mentor figure, look what we've achieved. They survey the sleeping quarters, a blackened, charred mess. We did that. You and me. You can't turn me off now. I saved the day. I saved your life. Me, Rimsey, your holographic chum. One last chance, man. You're on trial. Model shot. Red Dwarf in space. Caption, the following morning. Interior sleeping quarters, morning. Lister is asleep in his bunk. Suddenly, an attention-grabbing siren. Emergency. Emergency. Will all crew please proceed to General Assembly 4? This is a Class A emergency. Lister wakes and scampers out of the room, but not before he has stood in a pizza, which he drags along with him. Interior ship corridor, morning. Lister running, still dragging the pizza. Interior refectory, morning. Rimmer, H on his forehead, is standing at the head table. Wide shot. The refectory is, of course, utterly empty, except for Rimmer and Lister. Okay, let's get this show on the road. As you all know, we had a fire yesterday in the living quarters, and as senior officer apparent, it falls to me to establish the exact cause of said fire, and to conduct an impartial witch hunt into finding someone who could be blamed and punished. But let's not get ahead of ourselves to the fun sentencing part. First, we need to discover who was present at the actual time of said fire. He raises his clipboard. Achenbach. Rimmer crosses Achenbach off his list of culprits. Allender. Appleford.